Hello, my friends. So I am working on the Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, round 5 that she's doing. And this is for the April 10th day that she has. On my iPad right here, I have the sketch I am working on, and I will try to remember to put it right about here where you see my big old scrappy mess. And I'm also working on the Nicole Jones Scrap-a-thon bit by bit, and I am doing day 7 of that. So day 7, and I can't tell you what the prompt is because it's paid content, and I'm sure you understand that. But if you're in the class, this is going to be for day 7. And the page kit I am using is page kit number 27 from my paper pad series page kits that I went ahead and put together with anticipation of the Scrap-a-thon. That is so much information, I know. So I have this great map paper, kind of a really nice dusty teal geometric, a more of a tone on tone geometric, and then this mustard color floral. And all of these embellishments I have here are a lot of the primary colors, although I do have a couple of chipboard frames and stuff like that. So, oh, and this is the flat stickers I included. Every one of my kits I put a flat sticker in this time because I don't use my flat stickers near enough. So I think what I want to do is go a little crazy fussy cutting flowers. So I'm going to sign off for now and cut out as many as I can. Now this is a tricky fussy cut because they blend in together a lot, but I'm going to go for it, cut out a bunch, and come right back. Okay, friends, so you can see that I did go ahead and fussy cut out a number of them. I didn't do the entire page of flowers, but then again, I would have just ended up with pretty much an entire page of flowers. But I did want to get a little traction with them. I thought that they would do better on like a tone-on-tone or solid background. So that's what you see there. And I'm just kind of arranging them in a way that I think would work out best for me to showcase my photo. I'm going to map my photo with this gorgeous map style paper. It's gorgeous and it's stunning, and it would probably work better as a full sheet, but since I put these kits together, I do make sure to do my very best at using what I have and not waiting around for the perfect layout for the paper or the embellishment or whatever, because next month, they're going to design another paper that I'm going to like just as much. So in case you shrieked in horror that I did that, there is reason behind it. I just like to use what I have. Now I did double map the photo, and I decided I wanted a nice little fishtail banner in this area. So I used that map pattern paper to go behind that, and I think it works very, very nicely. You see right there, I use my new favorite handy dandy punch to cut out a ticket shape in the map paper as well, so that I can carry it through as much as possible on this one. Did see that the other thing that I included in all of these layouts was kind of bits and pieces of washi tape. I called them my random washies, the ones that weren't in rolls that I was wanting to use up some. So that's what you see me doing there. I'm doing a little bit of layering up with them, but while still having some of the color, but not have it be overwhelming. And I think it worked when I layered the two up, that you saw color, but that's not all that drew your eye. Because right now this layout for the most part is pretty neutral. It's a pretty neutral tone layout. Now clearly I have a ton of color off to the right that I can work with, and that will all happen, but I like kind of the calm vibe that it has at this point. Now this is where I'm going through and starting to audition all kinds of places. All kinds of ephemera, die cuts, whatever you like to call them. But I am going ahead and auditioning them, seeing what can go where. All right, so I've auditioned all these pieces. Now it doesn't mean that everything will stay. It's just that I kind of liked the placement of these pieces where they are. So, things will build and change and ebb and flow and all that kind of stuff as we go. But yeah, like I said, it's just a test run. And I find that when I do this, I do end up with pretty full clusters. Yeah, I get nice full clusters in, and that's been working out great. The other thing I've noticed while I've been using these page kits that I've put together is I have been able to really embrace these flatter titles. Usually I have a thicker with maybe a little bit of a flatter secondary title, but I have been doing a ton um, pretty much with the products that I have in my kits. Now, I do frequently go to the spare bits that I have set aside from previous kits. Like, if I'm like, okay, is there anything else that I could use from there? And then I'll go ahead and, add little bits and pieces. I think that's been a lot of fun because so much will go with the layouts that come later. Yeah, I don't know. Am I explaining that right? I hope I am. But I have been able to, keep using bits and pieces. People have had a lot of questions about what I do with all those leftover bits. So while I'm working through these kits, those leftover pieces get to possibly get onto another layout. I have used a little bit of pattern paper, not as much, but a little bit from other layouts as well, like, just when I want to mat something or something like that. So I have tucked in a bunch of pieces. That giant light bulb that you see to the right of my photo, I popped that up on a little bit of fun foam. I like the kind that has some adhesive on one side. And now I'm trying to get a couple more of these fussy cut flowers brought over to the far right. And that's kind of making the different embellishment clusters look more cohesive to the rest of the design. So, as you see in this, how this sketch has worked out, it is surprisingly close, or at least you can tell that it came from the sketch. The embellishments that I have in here have this cute little teacup, so that worked for my daughter being out and about at this cute little cafe. So I'm nestling that in with the flowers. I mean, it doesn't have a tremendous amount to do with it, but it is awfully cute. So the pieces that I have left, I've put to the left. Okay, that sounded funny. All right, I've put off to the side a bunch of pieces that don't work for this, and then I always go ahead and see if I can use any of the remaining pieces, which is what you see me doing there with that little circular. Well, it's kind of like a slice of a tree. Now I'm trimming off the little extras on the sides so it looks like they just will go right off the page. So, like you see, the layout mirrors the sketch pretty nicely, especially for me. So now, very late in the game, I'm going to go ahead and build up my title. So I did use my flat alphas for the word the, and I had a set of these cork alphas. They are a set of thickers that were from another layout kit. So it says The Market, which was the name of the place that they were at. Now I'm finding a couple of places to put these. They're kind of like little epoxy words. And those were hand-me-downs from somebody, and I'm trying to make sure to use whatever stash I can. So that's what you see me putting there. And they're a little bit odd, the coloring, so if I can find something to put them on, I definitely want to. It's just, yeah, they're just not typical. That's like one of those embellishments that I've talked about, wanting to make kits around those kind of wonky things that you have just kicking around in your room. So I think that's the direction I'm going to go for my next set of page kits. But first, I have to finish the 15 kits I have left. All right, so I went into that bin, like I said, where I'm putting the extras, and I took a look to see what else I could use, and I found a few little black pieces to sprinkle around, and that works. Now these little acrylic hearts here, I think those are from a Gen Scow class I did a good while back. It was a sketch class, and I had a few pieces left from there, and I think I do end up killing them off. You know, yeah, I will end up killing those off. Anyway, I love when I use up some kind of supplies. I don't know why it feels so good, but yeah, I'll end up using them in the next week or two, I am quite sure. So they are just bright white, and I have a white core to all of my papers, so that works. And it's also a different texture because you can't see as much on the screen, but in real life they are kind of shiny white acrylic. And they're medium dimensions, so yeah, they definitely show up. These little cute rosies puffy words. I got those in a citrus twist kit a good long time ago. They're not very sticky, so I have to use a little liquid adhesive. And the liquid adhesive I use is the Aleene's Tacky Glue, and it's a kind, I like to use the kind that the nozzle points downward so the glue's ready all the time. So this is where I'm looking through all of those other little bits that are in my previous embellishments. I like to go through and see if there's anything else I can use. I did find this red and gold arrow, so that works. That was on a piece of wax paper from who knows when, but hey, it works. And these are the tiny word stickers that I have included because I was trying to get some traction on them. And instead of bringing in lots and lots of tiny word stickers, it works better for me if I kind of make my supplies less and then I end up using more. I don't know if that's the same for you, but it definitely is the same for me. So it's time for me to get some splatty bits on here. I am using Heidi Swapp Color Shine in Gold, which this bottle is getting a little tiny bit light. I have one more bottle, and then I also have recently scored the fantastic Jen Hadfield Gold Glitter. Is it called Mist? I'm not sure. It's called Gold Glitter or something. Anywho, this stuff is really great, and it's a lovely dupe if you get your hands on it. Now I'm looking to see if I have any enamel dots that match my colors, just to give myself yet another texture, and quite frankly, I generally finish things with enamel dots. So I had like a cherry red color that worked with the red that was in the embellishment collection that I'm using. So remember in the beginning I said it felt almost monochromatic because I had the wood grain. I had a little bit of that I don't know, like dusty denim color going on, as well as some of the mustard, but the color has definitely popped right out of this at this point. All right, so I'm finding a couple more little enamel dots that work with this, and that will wrap up this layout. So there's a little bit more of a close-up view for you. I hope you like what I came up with today, and I will be back ever so soon with another video.